And welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Aging Queen. Today we have an American expat, Robert, living in Madrid, Spain. Hello, Robert.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Nice, happy introduction. So tell
Hi.
us a little bit about yourself, Robert. How long have you been living in Europe, and where are you from? Originally from the U.S. I
Oh
know
my
you have
goodness.
friends.
Yeah, my name's Robert. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas. I've been in Europe about 23 years and in Madrid, Spain now for about 13, and I love it. And the honeymoon phase has not subsided, so I'm still here.
Yeah, and where did you tell us a little bit about your expat experience? Because I know especially a lot of homosexuals are thinking of Americans thinking of moving to Europe um, for just better quality of life, but also because gay marriage is allowed, the benefits, the lifestyle, and just the overall acceptance. What was your experience so far?
Well, I mean, I'm a big city person, and I've been mostly in major cities in Europe, whether it's London or Rome or Madrid, even Dublin for a little bit. I mean, I'm a big city guy, and I definitely just love the vibes in Madrid, even though over the past over 10 years, things have changed, kind of gone up and down, and COVID, and everyone's a little bit different. Businesses run a little bit different. I live right in the center. I live right in the neighborhood in Chueca. So, I mean, it's still my favorite. Every time I land in Barajas Airport, it's like, ah, I'm home. I can breathe. I can be myself. Um,
I know.
even
I always
though
say that. I think
yeah,
one needs to be so comfortable, especially when they travel. They don't need to come home and feel like they're going to the gulags.
right,
Uh,
exactly, especially in small town Texas where you back then, at least in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was not a very accepting place for young queer people, but some people say stay it out and make the community that you want, and good for you. Not for me. I decided to blaze my own path and try different places and find a place where I can grow roots and get married, start a family. But in this economy, with a family, I don't know. But I'm married, so
hey, that's a
um,
step. That's a step in the right
that's a
direction.
s- that is a step. So I've been married about uh, almost 10 years now, and
I know. I remember your wedding. I was there.
yeah, you were there, and yeah, it was low key. It was good. It was what I wanted to do in order to move on with the next step of my relationship. But, you know, uh, things happen, my life evolves, careers go up and down, health goes up and down. Dreams all change. It's not like you come here with one set plan and then you stick to it as some people romanticize in their head. They're like, "Oh, should I move here? Oh, should I stay?" And then you actually do it, but then, life happens and you gotta go
Right.
with the curveballs and you gotta, um, keep on trucking and keep on moving, but taking it one day at a time and appreciating what you have and
Right.
starting over and learning new languages, meeting new people, new cultures,
That's what I want
new
to ask you
roots.
about because most of
Yeah.
my audience, well, they're American. Um, what's the big difference you think from the gay community in big city USA to Madrid or any other European city that you've lived in? What would be the draw for them to visit and possibly move there?
Well, I'm not super familiar with big gay city life in the US, but what I love about Madrileños and Spaniards in general is that they're, at least in Madrid. I can only speak about my personal experience and my personal experience in Madrid. Maybe other cities are similar or not, but my what I love about Madrileños or people living in Madrid is that they're just chill, down to earth. They want to have a beer after work, relax, good vibes only type of thing. And if you're a new person and you're at a table with 10 Spaniards and you're the only foreigner and you're
Mhm.
the only new person, you're going to have a much better experience
Right.
than if you are the only foreigner and it's 10 of other nationalities,
So it's
let's
more
just say.
welcoming.
A lot more, absolutely.
Yeah, more
I
social.
I think a lot of people in Madrid also aren't from here as well, so everyone's been new as well, so
Right.
everybody knows what it's like to be the new kid in the on the block, and, um, by and large, I think people are much more I don't I guess social, but also welcoming. There's always a few, bad examples, but, no matter where you go or who you socialize with, but by and large, I've had mostly positive experiences here. Also, keeping in mind that I am a mask-looking cisgender white man, so your mileage may vary, but uh, in general, I've had a great time in Madrid, and I don't really plan on going anywhere else.
That's great. That's great that you already found your home. I think a lot of people search for their home. I've lived in Madrid for 9 years before, and it's a city that I plan on living again in the future.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a little bit more of a curious fellow. I do need to feel like a local, which means I need to feel things. I'd like living in different places, but for me, Madrid has always felt like home. It's exactly what you said about that feeling when you land, and it's just something that envelops you,
Mm.
that you just feel like a warm blanket just went over your shoulders.
Oh, yeah. It's just, Barajas Airport is just an amazing airport. You land and yeah, you have to walk a lot, but it's so pretty to look around. And then you just hit the metro if it's still open. You hit the metro and then you go to the center after a couple of transfers. Hopefully in the future, it'll be just one line on line 5, but I'm not holding my breath on that. But the
Exactly.
public transport's great. N I'm almost 39, and next month I'll be 39, and I still don't know how to drive because I left the
Wow.
US in grade 10. So,
Right.
um,
You
I
missed out on all the driving
um,
courses.
yeah, I missed out on the typical American experience of going to the mall after school and go team go and, high school
In-N-Out
football.
Burger drive-thrus.
Never done that. And
Yeah. Well, let me
guess
tell you,
what?
they have
I'm
a
still
little
alive. I'm alive
well,
to
if you
tell
have
the
a
story.
dog, the dogs love it. They have a little dog patty, and not to
Aw.
promote In-N-Out, but they are amazing for that, especially. Anyway, not that I'm craving a burger now, but it's a
Oh,
little side
no.
note. I know you're vegan. How
Yeah.
is speaking of, how is vegan life in Madrid? Or have and you when you came to visit the US, can you compare the two vegan wise?
I think I think it's a lot more established in Madrid as opposed to small town Florida where my
Oh, you
family
broke up.
live.
Can you
Can you hear
repeat?
me?
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better in Madrid, in a major city, being
Mm-hmm.
vegan than small town Florida.
All
Obviously,
right.
if you're in a larger city like Miami or any other major city in the US, being vegan might be quote unquote easier. But going out to eat in Madrid, there's tons of options. It's just do do you have vegan friends and people that are curious enough to try the menu with you? It
Right.
it is a little bit more expensive, but the food is at these places are definitely delicious, big portions. You could get a full menu for less than 20 euros, and it leaves you full. It's delicious. Sometimes, if you want a burger, sometimes you want a wrap, sometimes you want if you even if you wanna get a quote unquote "boring salad," there's plenty of restaurants here where it's just easy. A lot of the waiters do speak English, so you can even order at a kiosk if you're not very social. So it depends, and it's all very accessible as opposed to, um, the middle of nowhere, Florida, where my
Yeah,
family lives now. So, I love it. I don't eat out a lot because my husband is a chef, so he cooks for me and I cook for him, but
lucky,
he
lucky.
mostly cooks for me. But,
Yeah, you don't cook for him.
oh, no, he doesn't
Oh,
like it.
yeah, well,
If I wanna disappoint him, I can do that, but
he's the pro, right? So you gotta let
yeah.
him do his thing.
Yeah.
Um, well, that's great, and okay, now, we don't wanna paint the city as all rosy. Um, so let's give it a little reality checks. Is there
Mhm.
anything negative that or people should watch out for when they go visit, other than the obvious pickpocketers?
Well, just be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't flash your cash out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the street. Don't flash your brand new iPhone 15.
Right.
Just little things like that,
Just
and
the
you'll be
typical
a
stuff.
okay. Yeah, just the typical stuff.
What
It's
about
relatively
engaged?
safe.
For instance, is there anything you should watch out for? I heard, when I was living there, the bad quality liquor sometimes at some of the discotheques.
Yeah.
Garrafo, is it's called? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, garrafon definitely still is a thing. It's where they, mix up different types of liquor in the alcohol bottles. I don't drink anymore, so I don't even know the terminology.
Oh, great.
It's where they, mix up the bad stuff to
Or
make it seem like
or a
you're getting a
cheaper
full
version of
vodka.
it, right?
Exactly. So, they, the it's kinda like gasoline, so you think you're getting a Tanqueray, but it's not.
Yeah.
And you're paying more
It's
for it.
probably a higher alcohol, um,
So if you wanna be
count.
safe, just stick
Mhm.
to beer, and if you don't like beer, then stick to Aquarius like I do, or ginger ale
Aquarius is like the
sometimes.
Gatorade over there.
Exactly, yeah. So just stick to, already packaged bottles as opposed to, mixed drinks, and you'll be good to go. Obviously, people do get chemicals in their drinks, and bad things do
You gotta watch
happen, but
out for
it's
that
nowhere near
anyway.
as bad as Paris, it's nowhere near as bad as other major
Right.
cities, but, fingers crossed, you stay safe out there, and when you drink responsibly, please, or if you don't
Yes.
drink responsibly, admit it and just
Don't
don't
walk
drink, and
and
then,
don't
uh
walk drunk.
right, definitely don't walk. Nothing good happens anywhere after
No.
2 a.m. So when the bars close, just make sure that you're not alone, and if you are, just make sure that you got the Uber app on your phone and ready to go, or Uber, Bolt, Cabify, whatever app you want to use, just to make sure that you get home okay. But I live in the center, so it's relatively safe walking, and I don't get drunk anymore, so I feel relatively safe yet again as a man, yet again as a white man.
Right, right.
So it's all relative.
You just gotta watch out and know your surroundings also.
I've only
Um,
been pickpocketed once, and it was my phone, and I was blasted drunk. So, is it my fault? No, but after 13 years, I think once is all right, I guess.
I mean, once is one too many times, in my
True.
opinion. I think pickpocketers are a huge thing in Barcelona and Madrid,
Hmm.
um, and it's something that needs to be addressed. I think there are even vigilantes groups now that are kind of like taking
Blowing
action into their own
whistles and
hands.
screaming
Yeah,
out, saying, "Hey,
calling
there's
people
a
out.
yeah,
Exactly. I see that on
yeah."
YouTube all the time. I mean, it's a disgrace. It really ruins
The
the
vibe of the city, yeah,
the
especially if
allure. Yeah.
tourism
Right.
is one of the major industries. You
Yeah.
gotta, watch out for the tourists and make sure that they feel
Exactly.
welcomed and that they're safe. Also, the locals need to feel welcome and safe too. That's just as important, if not more, because if the locals aren't safe, then definitely the tourists won't be. But, I think, as long as you just keep your eyes open, look up, stop looking at the floor, stop looking at your phone.
Right.
If you're looking at Google Maps on your phone, just get the gist, and it's okay if you get a little bit lost and you're a little bit late. Just
But
keep
in
your
general, it's so much
phone
safer than
away.
the US, I would say.
Mhm.
You don't wanna be walking around at 2 in the morning in, St. Louis, for instance, or something. Not to pin them, to say anything about St. Louis, but,
Mhm.
um, walking around at 2 AM in Madrid is very different than any major city in the US at 2 in the morning, I
Right,
think.
I would imagine so. I
Even
mean,
LA, New York, I mean, yeah, you gotta be more careful in the States, I'd say.
oh, you
Um,
gotta, yeah.
it's just a different vibe, But,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I really wanted to bring you on the show because I know we're
thank you.
friends, but
Yeah,
also to give that perspective of, an American expat living abroad. I think you really enlightened us a little bit, and thank you for coming on.
yeah, thanks, anytime.
Next time, you'll have to tell us a little bit more about your pre-married life and
Oh,
the naughty
no.
times.
Oh, no, I'm gonna get doxxed,
I know,
no.
I know. No, we
The
you
NDAs are up though, so we'll see,
there you
we'll
go.
see.
There you go. Anyway, but yeah, I'm sure you had fun before you got married. Um, so thank you so much for joining, and, I hope to have you on the show again. This is
Thanks,
Robert from Madrid.
anytime.
Thank you.
Bye.